from Bobley's Panic Room in the crap part of ESPN's massive studio complex down here. What's wrong with you? In Her Name is Rio, the crap end of Copacabana Beach. We're the Men in Blazers. This is Johnny Weir.
Yep.
I'm Tara Lipinski. Here in our closet.
Yeah, trapped in the closet like R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Here
You got the lyrics there, Rog.
I think he said a husband was coming from the stairs. That must be Paul Cart.
Yeah.
Shh, quiet. Hurry up and get in the closet. That's what Bob Lee says to us before we get in here every day. I won't go any further. It's like, I feel like this World Cup is less a footballing experience.
Yeah.
We're more like David Blaine's of broadcasting. How long can we sustain without food and water?
Yeah.
Just a lifetime supply of small bananas.
And not going to see any football whatsoever.
Why would you go and see football?
You come to Brazil, you sit in a closet, and you talk about football.
Even though, as at Groovy has tweeted us, this is the World Cup of football. It is. It is.
It's the World Cup of CONCACAF football.
It is the World Cup. It's so CONCACAF-y.
Oh, couldn't be more CONCACAF-y.
CONCACAF are bringing the thunder!
They could stage the tournament in Nicaragua, and it would be less CONCACAF-y than this World Cup in Brazil.
It is CONCACAF thunder. We will get to that today because we are going to talk about the Ticos. But first of all, it's a bit of a sad day. Still a bit raw.
I am relieved, Rog.
You
England are officially...
Do you feel like it's a mercy killing? Do you
well,
feel
we
like...
can even say this. I mean, even in a FIFA World Cup where strange things happen, we're not saying that the World Cup is in any way fixed or irregular in any way, but sometimes weird things happen at World Cup.
We got a tweet, an email last night from Nate Silver, I think trolling us, saying, no, still a 4% chance. 4% chance is like the life force, like a
for England to go through if Italy had beaten Costa Rica and then won its final game against Uruguay, and England had beaten Costa Rica by enough goals in their final game to go through.
4% life force is kind of on the chart. It's like Larry King-esque. Larry King is still alive. England now are not.
Yeah, England are done. Thank goodness they have now been put out of their misery.
Thanks to all of you for your emails to me. I've gotten probably about 1,000 emails from Americans I work with saying, sorry to hear about the UK going out of the World Cup.
I thought Wales did fantastically.
We used to have an empire. Now we probably don't even have Scotland.
No.
And now our record is kind of about, if you look at our record post-70, post-1970, our record, we're a little dog that thinks we're a big dog because the record kind of charts, it tracks roughly like Mexico and Sweden.
Yeah. Well,
probably it will drop lower than that because we've not gotten out of the group. As we said yesterday, we were denied even the savage, searing pain of going out on penalties in the round of 16.
Yeah, we were denied going out. Well, actually, I think we were spared.
I aspire to the pain of penalties.
We were spared having to go out on penalties. We were spared having to wait, having to agonise through a third game where it might have counted when we lost to Costa Rica.
Do you know when it matters?
3-0.
Do you know what's going to happen now? We're going to play one more game where Davo, get this, we haven't talked about this.
Yeah.
Costa Rica are going to rest their best players.
And they're going to play England. England, I tweeted earlier.
They don't care what they do against England. They're going to rest their best players because England doesn't matter to them.
England are going to start Prince Harry and Adele in holding midfield. They're going to put Hodson in goal.
Macca.
Gary Neville on the right. Macca, he should come down and play. Syrian, he'd do quite nicely.
Let's get Ian Dark in there in the holding midfield road.
Who else could we put in there?
Americans, a lot of you have tweeted me, I think sincerely, I hope sincerely, to find out how we feel.
Yeah. Just like normal.
You do.
I feel just like...
racked with pain. I'm feeling that like this is how it felt when we gave India back, which has been wonderful in the scheme of things, I think.
I also feel a little vindicated, I must say. This is what happens when you leave John Terry and Ashley Cole back home.
When we were talking about the World Cup, I said to you, we will not beat Italy, we will not beat Uruguay. I imagine we will struggle with Costa Rica. And you said...
we should have bought John Terry and Ashley Cole.
No, you didn't. You said, watch your mouth. You told me to watch my mouth. So Americans who want to know how I feel...
Mr. Confident from yesterday morning that we were going to skin Uruguay. Don't try and throw my words back in my mouth when I can do the same with you, Rog.
Wheels. To tell you how I feel, I can only try and connect to you, emote to you, explain my inners to you by using one of your poetesses.
Yeah.
One of your kind of emotive, articulate, visionary queens.
Roger, you are inexplicable. There's no point in you trying to explain your complex emotional state, your makeup, your national identity, your split national identity, your range of emotions and sensitivities. You are, this is such a complex human being, and I love him for it. I love you for that, but you're too complex. Anyway, try your poetry.
I think it was Leon Wiesenthier who said, why have just one identity?
Yeah.
But the poetry I'm going to read to you, it's one of your leading poets. So remember when we were driving in your car, speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped round my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged.
I had a feeling I could be someone. Be someone. Be someone.
That's how I feel. That's how it feels inside somewhere, Davo. In a little place that's not stuffed full of small bananas right now. Davo is I have to tell you, Davo, a good friend that he is, I love him, has tried to take me on special day today.
I know. Rog, I was worried about Rog this morning. Took him on a special day. I went out this morning, got my hair buzzed, #1. I've never had my hair cut entirely in sign language. Actually, you know what I did in Japan in 2002? Entirely using sign language.
They cut your fingernails when they cut your hair too in Japan, not here. They just take your wallet away from you for safekeeping.
I saw a perfect restaurant. I saw the Rio equivalent of Cipriani. If you've ever eaten at that fantastic restaurant in New York, yellow awning, wood paneling inside, seafood on display. It just was excellent. And we went back there for lunch. It's called Shirley.
Yep. My Auntie Shirley. Great Aunt Shirley.
It was a fantastic lunch. It wasn't quick. We had a great lunch. But on the way back, made a couple of observations.
The waiter had the tiniest head I've ever seen.
On the way back, made it. Well, the tiny head thing is interesting you say that, because we made another observation on the way back.
David knows we both bond over ornithology.
We like a bit of birding.
We love birding.
We're a bit twitchy. Both of us are a bit twitchy.
And Dave and I went birding on the way back to the hotel.
And we noticed something about the pigeons, and well, so far the only birds I've really seen here. And we saw those amazing gulls flying over the beach.
We've seen a lot of toucans.
Oh, so many toucans. But the pigeons here, and I wonder if it's because they're eating so many of the tiny bananas.
That's what I think it is.
They have tiny heads. The pigeons look just like New York pigeons.
Yeah.
But they have teeny tiny little heads.
They've got the same body of.
Exactly the same body, but teeny tiny heads. Tiny-headed pigeons.
So Brazilians who are watching, explain yourselves.
Yeah.
Because we do want to know.
Tiny bananas. And the correlation between tiny bananas and tiny little pigeon heads.
Another thing which has made my day a little more bearable.
Yeah.
Is just a fast-growing religion. The evangelical religion. Some of you want to know. Is it a religion?
Taricoism.
Is it a religion or is it a death cult? A lot of you have written.
Well,
who cares? We're in it.
Yeah.
We're in it now. A lot of you have sent tenets. Do you have the tenets, David?
I don't have the tenets, but I know they're fantastic.
You've got to pull them up.
Okay, I'm going to pull up the tenets. You explain. I'm going to pull up the tenets.
It's a beautiful new religion based on our love for the new gods and the old, Mike Tirico, who's inspired us, as you saw yesterday if you watched the boot room, with laying hands upon our personage. And a lot of you have hashtag Tiricoism or written to us, sent toucans to meninblazers@gmail.com. We've been trying to it's fast growing, this religion, but it has no content whatsoever other than our love and admiration for M. Tirico. So a lot of you have sent kind of religious, theological toucans to us with the ritual, the values, the kind of, what you call it, I guess the Talmud. We're trying to write a Talmud very, very, very fast. A lot of you have come up with 10 commandments of Tiricoism, and they've been very well received. Dave,
just not loading. I'm afraid, Rog. Just not loading.
Okay, this is
suboptimal.
Truly suboptimal.
Suboptimal.
Do you want to add anything to this before I pull this up?
Okay.
Go on.
Well, I'm not sure how Mike Tirico feels. We read Mike Tirico, the tenets of Tiricoism. Yeah. I'm not sure entirely how he felt about them. I couldn't tell whether he was embarrassed, horrified, worried about how they were going to set to. But he did laugh when we read it. Okay, first four. These are from Scott Six.
That's an amazing American name. I love you, America.
Scott Six. Scott Six. What if he's related to Nicky Six?
Yeah, I wonder.
Commandment the first. Thou shalt not speak ill of talent which appear on thine same media outlet. I think that is a wonderful tenet. Commandment the second. Thou shalt assumest that football means American football played in the conference known as the Big Ten. Rog. Commandment the third. Thou shalt always be in possession of vast quantities of knowledge of the sport thine media outlet is currently broadcasting, save sports non-existent in the colonies, including but not limited to snooker, hurling, and Australian rules football. And commandment the fourth, we love this one. Thou shalt always be nice, even when dealing with talent on the second tier of thine same media outlet, even if their dwelling place be suboptimal.
Amen. Keep sending them in. Hashtag Tooism. We will flesh out this fast-growing religion, which is sweeping, as we speak, southern Brazil. It's almost as fashionable as small bananas. Quick hits on England.
Yep.
Possibly the single most English footballing headline of all time today.
Yep.
Steven Gerrard said, maybe we should have been more experienced and gone for the draw yesterday, as if they had. He said we should have gone for the draw.
Steven Gerrard, by the way, one of the most experienced capped international players at this World Cup. Maybe you should have had a little more experience.
Yeah, and gone for the draw.
Yeah.
As if they had a will to impose on the game. As if they had a will to impose, and Uruguay didn't force themselves on it and grab that win.
Well, by the way, a draw wouldn't have really made any difference for England. They would still technically be in it, but it would be very unlikely for them to end up with a result based on the goal difference.
Big question of the day.
Yeah.
How can Roy Hodgson possibly stay on? We discussed this at breakfast, Davey.
Well, not only how can Roy Hodgson possibly stay on, Rog, but the FA have already announced that they are not going to get rid of him, that they want him. They've already asked him to not resign and to fulfill his contract through Euro 2016, Rog.
Yeah.
So he's staying on. I think that the reality...
The Brazilian press, in the press conferences, they keep referring to him as...
Roy Rodgson.
Roy Rodgson.
Roy Rodgson.
Roy Rodgson. How is Roy Rodgson going to stay in his job?
Because there's no one else to replace him, Rog. There's no one who wants the job, who's any good. And I imagine that they're grooming Gary Neville. And he's not ready yet.
Yep.
So,
there was,
few
however,
more years of Roy.
We did realise in answering this, he's a skilled man.
Yeah.
You don't think he is, because you see this footage of him, Roy Rodgson, on the sideline, just looking a bit... How would you do his face?
Well, we're going to see a bit of that tonight.
Tonight on Last Call, we're going to show a clip where we think during the Uruguayan winning goal, he just seems to fall asleep on the bench. Yep. But he is an incredible man motivator. You don't see this on the sideline when you make your aspersions about him.
Yeah.
You don't understand what a man motivator he was.
Yeah.
Luis Suarez, for instance, said it was Roy Rodgson that made Luis Suarez more determined to beat England, he said. Because Roy Rodgson kept saying, Suarez is not a world-class player. He'll only show it at the World Cup if he steps up. Suarez says it was Roy Rodgson that made me score.
He motivated him to step up and do it at the World Cup.
Against England. Do it for your own lads, Roy Rodgson.
Well done.
And we will give you some of that.
Great job.
So let's stop fannying around with my misery, my wallowing about really self-loathing, ultimately. Let's talk about someone else's self-loathing.
Italy.
Italy.
My word. So
no
Italy.
Pleasure in this.
We've now realised really how bad England are, that even Italy are crap, Rog. Terrible performance by the Italian team. Plenty of possession. Good passing statistics again, but went nowhere with the ball. Created a few opportunities in the first half for Super Mario, but nothing really came of those. And they lacked the energy of Costa Rica, who tackled them hard. The referee definitely let them play today.
Prison rules.
Tackled hard, chased down every ball, defended every pass. Unlike the space, the time that England gave Pirlo, England gave the Italian players to go past the ball.
Costa Rica didn't adopt that strategy.
No, Costa Rica decided to press and tackle and hound.
There was a moment when
hounded.
There was a moment when they tackled Pirlo, which, as an Englishman, that's normally the one thing we do very well. I found that eye-boggling. They pressured him, they harassed him, they shut his lanes down. And watching that game, it was in Recife, where I've watched a lot of football.
It's warm.
It is hot. It is hot. It is hot. It is hot.
Hot.
Oh, it's so hot there. And watching the game, Costa Rica, by the way, yes, the Costa Rica that were 4,000 to 1. 4,000 to 1 to win this World Cup before the ball was kicked. I watched this game and I couldn't believe I was watching it at the restaurant Shirley.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that they could keep it up for the entire game. But keep it up they did. CONCACAF thunder was what propelled them. They played absolutely beautifully.
Yeah.
Big question. Again, sorry to bring it back to England.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring it back to England. But you do ask yourself, how come in a big game Costa Rica have the confidence and belief to step up and England melt?
Yeah.
A question that kind of the Costa Rican tabloid media is not kind of piranha-esque in its approach to its own national football team.
Yeah.
But they came on the field with incredible belief, right, David?
Yeah, they did come on with incredible belief. And frankly, Brian Ruiz scored in the 44th minute, Rog. They were very unlucky. That was the worst non-penalty. The penalty should have been awarded right before that. A fantastic goal, that header. It's ESPN International's Carolina Padron. This is excellent news, Rog.
Yeah.
One
of our more popular visitors.
Yeah, we now have a microphone. See your pictures on the wall right there?
Oh my God.
You're next to Chancellor Angela Merkel.
Yeah, as it should be.
So, perfect timing. We were just talking about Costa Rica, the amazing performance today against Italy. I saw you tweeting about it, but didn't understand a word of what you were writing in Spanish, as I favorited. But what is it about these CONCACAF teams? Why are they having such an incredible World Cup?
Well, they do. They did a great preparation before. They know that they have a good. I don't know how to say that in English. A good strategy.
Good strategy. That's
strategy
in the field, because Pinto used to play with 5 defenders.
Yes.
And midfielder.
Midfielder.
Yeah, midfield. Very defensive.
Very deep.
Yeah, and you have to take the rim of the game, and they did well.
Roger said in the first half, we were watching at this excellent restaurant in the other side, other end of the beach, called Shirley.
We will take you.
It's like an American chip. It's like a Brazilian Cipriani. We love this place. But Roger was watching, and as he was watching it, he was saying, "There's no way that Costa Rica can keep up this energy for 90 minutes in Recife where it's so hot." And I suggested that it's probably just like Costa Rica. Their energy through the game, that was incredible.
Yeah, and they have like 75% of humidity.
Yeah, they love it. They love the humidity.
Yeah, no, they are more allowed to play in the countries from this side with that temperature. So it was not a big deal for them.
World Cup of CONCACAF.
World Cup of CONCACAF right now. So I know you're a journalist. You have to be objective. You can't have favorites. But as a Venezuelan, who do you support in the World Cup?
No, I don't have a team.
Do you support
I
all
love Germany, because I think they have an amazing team.
Carolina Padron just blew our mind. That's usually,
but
Paul Carr comes in here and blows our mind. You just blew our mind.
No, but I like Germany because they have, and I say that before the first game. They are very good in the midfield, and they have a good defense. And it's now a team different because historical Germany doesn't have the possession of the ball. Yeah. But right now they do. Yeah. So I think they have more chances.
Hard to beat the Germans.
We're fascinated by, in South and Central America, we don't know the rivalries that exist. Who doesn't like who? Who don't Venezuela? Who's Venezuela's big? Boom.
Arch rival.
We don't
Come
have
on, you're
this,
too nice. Be honest, there's no one watching.
No. We don't have this history of playing football. We started to play football like in the 50s, so we have a different between Argentina, Brazil. That they start to play Copa America in the 60s. In the first Copa America was in I don't know how to say that in English. Come on. 16 is 16.
Oh, 1916.
And we have a very.
I'm going to now say 16 is 16 is what I'm going to say from now on.
You know. A player from Venezuela, like 10 years ago, said that Venezuela plays visitors in home. So, I don't know, Brazil maybe is that team that every time that go to Venezuela, not now, but then every fan have the T-shirt and not Venezuela, so it's different now.
It's different now.
We're more Vino Tinto now. But
we won't be happy.
I'm sorry for my English.
So we don't apologise on a daily basis.
We don't apologise for our English, nor should you apologise for your English.
By the way, we've noticed you have not reciprocated by inviting us onto...
we haven't been on ESPN International yet. We're waiting.
Have to go.
Yeah. You don't have a room like this, though, I doubt.
No,
smaller.
No.
Yeah,
smaller. Famous visitors.
Yeah,
here.
No, we do have them. This is at Carolina Padron on Twitter.
Yeah.
Huge followers. You're a massive star. We
GFOPs, if you adore her as much as we do, please let her know. She's a remarkable human being.
Remarkable human being. Knows her football. Amazing outfit ESPN International, ESPN Brazil have down here. Thank you, Carolina Padron. Round of applause.
Guys.
Round of applause.
Bye,
Thank you so much.
Dave,
Now, hovering out. Thank you, Carolina. Hovering. We've got a lineup of guests.
Needs her own
now
theme
coming
song.
in right now.
I feel like Jimmy Kimmel.
Paul car blows your mind. Said 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 Paul car blows your mind. Come on, Paul car, blow our mind. Blow our mind. Blow our mind. Blow our mind. Okay,
right.
Paul, what do you got?
I was gonna be a little bit mean to Roger and talk more about how England is struggling, not doing well. First time they and Spain have both gone out of the same World Cup in the group stage.
Yeah, we were better than Spain. Finally,
We're not gonna do that.
We've wanted to be as good as Spain for so long. Finally, we're as good as Spain. Yeah, we're as good as Spain.
All right, so we all know it's been a very entertaining World Cup.
Yeah.
Lots of goals.
Copa das Copas.
We're averaging 2.96 goals per game.
Wow, that's almost 3.
Almost 3.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. We're on pace for 142 goals in the group stage.
Yeah.
Just in the group stage.
Yeah.
The entire 2010 World Cup only had 145 goals.
This is like the AL when they introduced
So what you're
designated
saying,
hitters, right?
What you're saying is in the group stage of this World Cup, we could achieve more goals than the entire 2010 Jabulani affected. Maybe should have an asterisk.
That's
the
right.
2010 World Cup. Oh, my phone's ringing
Is
again.
that for me?
Oh,
Hi.
it's Jimmy Kimmel.
Can't talk
Television's
now.
Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm in Bobley's panic room.
Yeah.
That's mine. But so, how are ESPN research stats and information? Are they going with a theory yet as to why there have been so many goals in this
we've
tournament?
looked a little bit. Is it just luck or whatever it might be? Our quick research shows that really teams are getting better shots, so it's not a luck factor. They're actually getting into better positions and taking better shots. Whether that's bad defense or good offense.
Do you have a
is tough to
theory
tell.
as to why there are better shots?
Possibly, maybe it's weather. Guys are getting tired. Space is opening up more.
Nice way of saying no. The answer is
basically
there's more CONCACAF thunder in this World Cup.
There is more CONCACAF thunder.
We don't know what kind of horse placenta epidurals the CONCACAF players have been taking before the game. We're not saying they are, but there is something remarkable. CONCACAF used to be known just for backroom bungs, corruption, bribery, brown envelope stuff with cash.
Yeah.
Now it's known for all of that.
And football.
And
amazing.
It's amazing. We're kind of slowly grading. We have to talk about you, Paul Carr.
Yeah.
Do we?
Sean Riley, I particularly like the Paul Carr lookalike talk. I think he looks like George Clooney after he was put in a vice and inflated a bit with an air hose.
Is that a compliment?
That's not nice at all.
All right,
Rog. I don't know why you read that out. I liked Andrea Bocelli.
Yeah.
I like Sergio Ramos, which I thought, or young Stalin, which I think young Stalin is my favourite so far.
At El Capitan Day says at Paul Carr ESPN. At Paul Carr ESPN.
At P. Carr ESPN.
Sorry, at P. Carr ESPN. At P. Carr ESPN.
Yeah.
Has blown more minds in this World Cup than in all previous World Cups combined together.
That's a good stat.
Here's who I think he looks like.
Yeah.
That's actually him. Hold it up.
That's terrifying is what that is.
Well, look, twins.
That is Perlo. You're right. They're very, very similar.
Unbelievable. Honestly.
So I need to grow the hair out a little bit.
Paul Carr, you've got to sign your headshot, but you got to sign this one. But we forgot to have Carolina sign her headshot.
Yeah, we'll do it. She'll be in again next time.
Let's get that up. Okay, she'll be back.
You've got amazing perfume on, Paul Carr.
Yeah,
this place
smells
smells
good.
amazing.
This room does not smell good, I would say right now, but that is slightly in honour of the next game we're going to talk about. Paul Carr, PC, thanks so much. That's slightly in honour of. We'll put that up later.
All right.
Paul, anything else to blow our mind with? With which to blow our mind? I apologise.
CONCACAF has the best win percentage so far. 4-1-1.
Oh, I love. And who has the worst?
Asia has not won a game yet.
Asia. When before in World Cup history have two CONCACAF teams played each other in the final?
Never happened.
And how about the big one?
It is known.
How about the big one, the third and fourth place playoff?
Nope, never done that either.
Roger and I are working on a plan to broadcast that one. We really want to call the big one the third and fourth place.
We love the third and fourth place.
That would liven it up. There's always goals. I forget what the average. It's like 4 or 5 goals a game in that.
Oh, in this one there'll be 10.
Right,
That
exactly.
means.
Yeah,
we had a 5-2 today. You don't see many 5-2s
That was a
in the
boring
World
game.
Cup.
It was just Davies. It was just like goal.
Goal.
Right.
Goal.
They were pretty good goals, though.
They were very good
They even
goals.
had one at the buzzer that didn't count.
Yeah, they did. Very good goals. Okay, thanks so much, Paul Carr. We really appreciate it. Roger, you have something else?
Carr at ESPN.
Carr at ESPN.
Love that, man.
Amazing job that Stats and Information are doing on a daily basis, giving us so much good stuff, filling the broadcast with facts and colour.
He's a cyborg, not a human
is.
being, but we're not anti-robot, are we?
No,
in
we're
this
not.
pod.
We appreciate you guys
all
being
people.
inclusive. It's very,
Yeah, we are.
That would mean a lot to me if I had emotion.
He's a Cylon. Okay, thanks
Dave,
so much,
let's
Paul
read
Carr.
a couple of quick
Thanks,
tweets.
Paul Carr.
At PJ, Zeke says, if the Azzurri lose, which they did, it would be the greatest Italian betrayal of England since Clement VII denied Henry VIII an annulment. We did a whole podcast on that when it
Stephen
happened.
DeLong, at Bob Lee, at ESPN FC, at ESPN3, at Melon Blazers. Euro on Euro crime has been bad at this World Cup. Can only get 5 against UEFA. It's very, very true. The European teams seem to be getting most of their victories against other European teams.
It's terrible.
Rog.
Europe on Europe crime. Let me ask you a question, because you are a man of logic.
Reason.
You're a man of logic and reason.
Cupcakes also.
How bad were Italy?
Yeah.
And what does that say about England, David? What does it say about England?
Well,
Are
once again, this is...
we at Spain's level?
Can
Or
I
is it
just
that
start with
bad?
one
Is
thing?
it that bad?
Costa Rica were really, really good. We watched that game today, Rog, at the restaurant. They were
phenomenal.
Fantastic. The pressure they applied for 90 minutes on every passer on the ball. Italy, who are a great team of passers. They're a great passers. They're objectively great passers on that Italian team. They couldn't move the ball. They just couldn't move it in the way that they're used to moving it. They were pressured throughout. They were out-hustled.
And reminded me a little bit of England against Cameroon in 1990, where England came out of a victory against a Cameroonian team, but only just.
Yeah.
And afterwards, the legendary English manager, Bobby Robson, faced the press.
Yeah.
And he said, we didn't underestimate Cameroon.
Yeah.
We just didn't think they'd be that good. And that's what I think happened with this Italian team. I think they looked at CONCACAF, and we were chatting to Ballack today.
Yeah.
And we asked him what's it like to play CONCACAF teams. And he didn't really answer. But he kind of implied that you take the field a little bit like Italy. Thinking
Well, certainly
winning is a divine right.
they played Costa Rica in the opening game of the 2006 World Cup in Munich. I was at that game, Rog, and they just tore them apart. Philippe Lahm scored a screamer, and it was rampant football that they took them apart with. So, but I thought Costa Rica were very good. Italy, they didn't have any of the. Pirlo didn't have the space. Balotelli, I thought, had a bit of a nightmare of a game, Rog. I think he made good runs. He made himself available.
Cassano's
he didn't do
first
anything.
ever World Cup game, instantly forgettable.
Yeah, didn't do anything with his chance. Although Italy were very lucky not to concede the penalty. Fortunately, Costa Rica got that goal right after. The
What a
referees,
goal, though.
the one
Ryan
thing,
Ruiz, still a lot to do.
fantastic. I would say that the referees,
Prison rules.
it's rather inconsistent, the calls in this World Cup. I mean, one thing you suggested to me yesterday is that maybe the refs have been told, because of the 2 yellow card rule, that they've got to be very cautious about
It's a
giving away yellow
suspension
cards.
if you have 2.
But there was
2 yellow cards.
But there was a non-call early on in the game on an Italian breakaway when the player was just held
Taken
back. And you always see a yellow card for that offence. I'm not sure I've ever seen it not given a yellow card. And they're certainly letting them play, and I think that rattled the Italians. I know it's sort of unfashionable. This is why I decry the England performance against Italy so much. You have to get at the Italians. The Americans did that against them.
It up and at them.
The Americans did that against them in the 2006 World Cup. They got at them. You have to frustrate them. The Italians.
CONCACAF at this World Cup played 6, won 4. Only Honduras have lost. I mean, to me, this is like watching the end of She's All That. We've talked about that, where she takes her hair down. It's Ty and Clueless. It's like Sandy in Greece at the end with the red stiletto shoe. Tell me about it, punk. It's fascinating. They're used to playing in heat, CONCACAF teams.
Yeah.
They're used to ridiculous travel. They're used to obscene conditions. It's inherent to CONCACAF. I do think in 9 months' time, there'll be babies born around the world who will be called CONCACAF.
Yeah.
But we tweeted out today, CONCACAF used to be akin. I'd like a better name than CONCACAF.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, it's Dutch. CONCACAF.
It was akin to the Sunbelt Conference.
Yeah.
It's now the SEC. It's
Yeah.
the SEC of world soccer. Quick word about France. Le Patin still holds,
Yeah,
David.
they're playing the replay right now on the screen in front of us. This amazing goal.
Tall to small.
Tall to small.
Tall to small. 9 touches from end to end for that
Fantastic.
unbelievable Varane goal.
Yeah, no, it was really fantastic. And just a
look very
great performance.
CONCACAF-y. They look very
France are looking amazing.
CONCACAF.
These
CONCACAF-y.
players look like... These French players look like they like each other.
Shocking.
And that they're happy playing football pour la France.
Yeah.
It is amazing. This is so un-French.
Garçon méchant.
But I think the amazing thing about this is that every World Cup, every World Cup needs a protagonist, the Von Trapps, and an antagonist, the French.
A hero.
Once again, we're not suggesting for a second that FIFA are in any way fixing this World Cup.
No. But we do believe in archetypes.
But if there were writers working on a story, I would say that France would be the perfect antagonists for the Von Trapps as the protagonists.
Big questions from this game that you're all asking. Nike, we know you're listening. GFOPs. How consistently does the same manufacturer make such tasty garments for the French team?
Oh, looks so good.
Unbelievable.
That's a great uniform.
And for the US team,
Pajamas.
Always a clown party. Always a clown party. How do you do it? How, and why? Pourquoi, as they say in French. Champagne football. Dan Kennedy said France stormed the Swiss defences like no other time in recorded history. We love Valbuena. You got to describe this. You loved Giroud.
Yeah.
A huge, big-bottomed.
Yeah.
Tall.
Well, he's not really a big-bottomed tall. He's sort of a mid-bottomed tall. I would say, Giroud. You know, Valbuena is a big-bottomed small, a perfect archetype. It says he's 5'6" in his bio.
You know what they call his nickname
in heels. What?
Petit vélo.
Oh, petit vélo, little bicycle.
Little bicycle.
But
how do their legs work though? Because look at this.
Yeah.
So you are Giroud. You're doing this.
Yeah, he's 6'4", Giroud.
Oh, and you do Giroud.
Don't mess with my hair.
Don't mess with
my hair.
Do Giroud running. He must have been going like this. I've got to look at it.
Yeah, for that goal.
The little bicycle must have been to keep up.
It's very, very
must
hard.
Have been like the French Connection, a sped-up car chase to get there for that goal.
So,
how much do we read into this performance, David? Yeah. Do we now say France is the roi of world football, or do we say, look, the Swiss defence was kind of Arsenal's second-string defence from 2008? We shouldn't read that much into it.
I think Euro-on-Euro action.
Yeah.
We shouldn't read too much into in this World Cup.
Yeah.
I think France's demolition of Honduras in the first round, which was a CONCACAF power, Rog.
A knife fight.
I think that we read a little bit more into, and that's why I think we rate La France, les antagonistes, in this tournoi.
Yeah.
Le Mondial. But we called it's Le Pattern.
Yeah.
Rog.
Explain
France,
Le Pattern one more time.
World Cup, they win it. 1998, 2002, crap. 2006, très bien, they go to the final. 2010, they're absolutely terrible, eliminated in group stage. 2014, they're amazing, we don't know.
They're a team that even Samir Nasri's girlfriend could love.
What?
This team, even Samir Nasri's girlfriend could love them.
Yeah.
Bad day for English people.
Yeah.
Bad day for FIFA rankings. Italy 9th in the FIFA rankings. Costa Rica, CONCACAF 28th.
Yeah.
Switzerland, the seed in this World Cup. How did that happen, Davo? Thank you, FIFA.
Oh, but you got to look after the team based in your home country.
France. Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. Great day for you French people. Dark day for English people.
Yeah.
USA.
Yes.
Always.
Coming up on Sunday. And I'm sad.
We're writing speeches for the locker room. That's what we're in our
working
quiet time. Davo and I are both. A lot of you have said that we should be allowed into that locker room pre-game in Manaus. And we don't want to do it, mostly because Davo doesn't like to slum it.
Yeah.
He doesn't. We were going to go to Manaus, but then Davo took me aside after a big meeting where we decided we were going to Manaus. Davo said,
no. No good hotels.
Davo said, I do boats.
Yeah.
He said, I do the Hamptons.
Yeah, do ships,
I do
helicopters.
Condé Nast Traveller kind of terrain.
Yeah, I'm not going to Manaus.
I don't do Manaus.
But
pretend we
were. We're working on a potential visit, maybe somewhere. Maybe. Okay.
So all I'll say is, were we to be in that locker room, we've been working on the speeches that we give to the... so any ideas you have,
inspirational speeches. We're going to do them to each player individually. Rog.
We may.
Yeah. Oh, really? You working on a different idea? Because my format is to the individual. I want to take them each.
Give us an example.
Come on, son. Timmy. We know you're not the actual captain, but we know that really you think you're in charge. We know that when Clint, he's a little loco, and we know that really you're the one at the back marshalling in charge of the whole team.
Good.
We're good. We're happy about that. We want you in charge of the whole team. Don't let it distract you from the using your hand, the goalkeeping with your hands. As Michael Ballack said today in the room when France scored their 17th goal.
Use your hands!
And the Swiss goalkeeper tried to defend it with his feet. He said, use your hands.
Otherwise, I could have been a goalkeeper.
So good.
That's how it is.
But Timmy,
so
use your hands. Timmy, use your hands.
USA number 1.
Use your hands.
CONCACAF number 2.
Use your hands.
England, not so much. Italy, not so much.
Yeah.
France, très amusement. Switzerland, but Costa Rica. TKOs, today we all ride with you. Love you.
Big game tonight for Honduras, CONCACAF's Honduras.
I'm sure a lot of you are staying in to watch that game.
If they get 3 points, I was on Mike and Mike this morning. Mike and Mike very excited about Honduras versus Ecuador.
The big one.
If Honduras get 3 points, they're not out of that group. They're in a position in their final game against Switzerland.
Keep watching all of our content. We're about to do our preview for Germany-Ghana.
Yeah.
We are going to be plugging now ESPN FC, ESPN FC, ESPN FC.
It's amazing.
Nate Silver, your SPIs
FC. At Men in Blazers, that's us. At Rog Bennett, at Embassy Davies, at ESPN Wando for our producer.
Wando.
Go to meninblazers.com. Once you finish going everywhere around ESPN FC,
get me the man they call Wando.
Bring me the man they call Wando. Once you've gone everywhere at ESPN FC,
and we mean everywhere.
Down every little alley,
nook and cranny
of that website. Go to meninblazers.com. Look at some of the extra content we're posting.
It's like horse placenta for your eyes.
Look at our Instagram. I haven't done anything on the Instagram today yet, Rog, but I'm going to post some pictures. We took some pictures at lunch. The kiosk you're trying to steal. And that's about it. Yeah, that's it, Rog.
Can't wait for the weekend.
Bring me the man you call Wando.
Kung Fu Fighting America.